question is, will I ever leave you? The answer is no. No, 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 no. I love the Lord, for He's so good to me. Though He died that I might be free. I was asked this question years ago. The answer is still no. Now the question is, will I do His will? I told Him, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I sat at home late one night. The Lord asked me, will I do His will? I told Him, yeah. Yeah, 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 yes. I'm presenting my body, a living sacrifice. Know what I'm going to do is the will of Christ. If I ever ask this question, the answer is yes. Now the question is, when will Jesus return? I want to know it soon, real soon, 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 soon. Look at the trouble all over the world. I'm telling every man, woman, boy, and girl, He's coming soon. Real soon. Soon, 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 soon. I can hardly wait for my Jesus to return. For His return, my heart has yearned. If I ever ask this question, the answer is real soon. Now the questions are, will I ever leave you? I do His will. When will my Jesus return? No, yes, soon, 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 soon. You, will I do your will? When will Jesus return? And the answer's no, yes, soon, 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 soon. When Christ is coming, the answer is soon.
Hi, what's up, TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT. Salvation, full and free. Salvation is for everybody. Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowbita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Cloud Commonwealth Highway in Tobago. You could call 60 Tools.
Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Ronnie, do you have $488 to lend, man?
This Saturday, the earliest days of soca will be featured liming with the live wines.
Soca!
And we put the spotlight on the greatest road match champion ever, Super Blue. The earliest days of soca inside Calypso History Month, right here on the street 919 FM. Share the live.
The Huddle Room reopens in partnership with Maracas Bacon Shock on Monday, October 18th. That's right, seaside flavor is in Central. Bacon Shock, aloo pies, kingfish, shrimp, and a daily menu of lunchtime favorites like stew chicken, macaroni pie, curry chicken, pilau, and so much more. Follow the Huddle Room and taste Maracas on social media. Bacon Shock is served from 10 a.m. and lunches from 11 a.m. We'll see you and your taste buds on Monday. The Huddle Room and Maracas Bacon Shock, the best of both worlds.
Tune in to The Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 91 Eastern Main Road in St. Augustine. For the program, Health and Healing, merging the old with the new with Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on The Street 919 FM.
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes.
Ikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifabamishe Aganki, better known as MCDU, and every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Sheet 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for Orisha, The Way of Life.
Pastor Hannah A. Parbu of Holy Spirit Ministries will be live on the Street 919 FM every first and third Wednesday from 11:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. In the scripture, Matthew 19 verse 26, the Bible says, "But Jesus looked at them and said to them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." Pastor Hannah is here to motivate you, challenge you, encourage you to walk in your purpose and destiny God has for you. For prayer and counseling, call Pastor Hannah at 728-5197.
He heals me when I'm broken. Strength where I've been weak. Forever he'll reign.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ailing, you could get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Tune in to
the Street 919 FM for Gospel in the Bone Ministry every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. For the program, God's Last Warning Message. Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the Street 919 FM.
The journey's almost
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Well, a pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Titans of Democracy right here on the Street 919 FM. Let me thank the Heavenly Father for bringing me here safe, sound, and all together in one piece. A pleasant good morning to my entire family. Good morning to Ms. Sharon Felix, Mr. Dominic Romain, and their entire family. Good morning to you, all our callers, all our listeners, to all of our viewers online. For those of you that are locked on via whatever mechanism that you are, it's always good to have you guys on the inside with us. Let me say good morning to Tobago family and friends in Tobago. Pleasant good morning to you guys. Pleasant good morning going on to the management and staff of the Street 919 FM. Good morning to Mr. Iwer George and his entire family. So, remember guys, we are locked on Street 919 FM's Facebook page, also on YouTube at Iowa TV live broadcast on the Street 919 FM. Yes. So, what I am going to do at this time, hold on. Wait, what did I do? Right. Nice. So, at this time, let me say pleasant good morning to Mr. Dominic Romain, who has just joined me in studio. Good morning to you, my friend. How are you this morning?
Morning, sir. Your volume kind of low. Hardly hearing you.
Oh, all right. Let me see what's going on there. Okay. All right. Good now?
Yeah.
Nice. Right. So, guys, I will just take a few calls and then I'm going to get into the papers. So, caller, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. Morning. Good morning, Dominic. Good morning to you. Morning. Wherever this voice being heard. Good morning to you. God's richest blessing to each and every one. Let's say good morning to special dear friend. Good morning to you. Good morning, Miss Jean. Good morning, the Passy Street. Umanoa, good morning. Miss Jenny, good morning to you. Carol, Barataria. Sawaman, morning, Umanoga, good morning. Jackie and Jackie, Bonnet Gardens and Monco, good morning. Love to each and every one of you. Vero, good morning. Hey, Mafia Man, wake up, Miss Hyderabad. And everybody. And may the good Lord bless and keep you. Never mind what might have been. May you find it long awaited. Golden day today. Thank you.
Thank you. So guys, remember you can call us up at 342-0081, 466-5391. It'll probably take about a call or two. If not, I'm going to get into the papers. Caller, good morning.
Blessed morning to you, Bruce.
Morning.
Morning to Dominic. Morning, Sharon. Mr. Chan. Biotaria. Hey, researcher. Jenny, Carol. Mommy Sauce. Shack Lady. Morning, everybody. Doctor, not usual, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Waiting on the other tours.
Nice.
But you all stay safe.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Have a good day. Likewise.
Okay, so at this time, I'm going to get into the papers. Where am I? Right. Nice. So, headlines in the Express. Showdown. Historic impeachment motion on president today. And Chandler arrested. I've seen something here while trying to make it up, but I'm not getting I find it a little faded. So let me see if it's possible for me to get it properly. Right. Okay. So, getting in on the inside of today's Express for today, Thursday the 21st of October 2021. So getting on the inside, a graveyard off Tobago. The next time you're on the Tobago ferry as it slips into dock at the Scarborough port, consider what lies beneath you. Okay. Back to school for all pupils. The Ministry of Education has instructed that all forms 4 to 6 pupils, vaccinated or not, report to school on Monday for teaching classes, practicals, and I'll show that probably school-based assessment. Let me see. Right, and school-based assessments, correct, yes. So let me see. Right. Chandler arrested, home searched by police. Head legal of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service TTPS, Christian Chandler, remained in police custody last night after he was detained by officers yesterday evening. Help find Brittany. The TTPS is seeking the public's help to find Brittany Carrington, 17 of 18th Street, Teacher Point Fortin. Poogie, charged with attempted murder. Amir man who allegedly chopped and threatened to kill a man in his community, was arrested by police. Get vaccinated. Influenza season begins. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parasram stated yesterday that Trinidad and Tobago has officially entered the influenza season and strongly advised for persons to get vaccinated. Cup freed of murder, although victim innocent. A verdict of not guilty has been returned in favor of a police officer who was charged with the murder of a Lavantil man on Diwali Day 14 years ago. So come on, see nothing about the front story. You understand now? Okay. So those are the stories making way in the Express at this time. So let's get into the news day. Cop freed of 2007 Sinbab's murder at second trial. Okay, that was the last story. Okay. Chandler arrested in boat climb inquiry. Brown calls out Gopi Singh in Senate. Political hypocrisy of the lowest order. Tutor, Tobago worried about readiness of schools. Manning on Port of Spain attacks. Fear no evil. Family Planning Association appoints new executive director. Unidentified man killed in Laventil. Licensing mobile office to serve rural communities from December. Southex CEO applauds local businesses. Flight over fright. Dylan's daughter still wants to fly after Carney landing. Okay. Bahadur Singh Lee Loy inducted into TNT Chamber Business Hall of Fame. Tropical wave alert for Trinidad and Tobago. IDA, government has handicapped Tobago during pandemic. Opposition's president motion won't reach tribunal. Man 46 dies of COVID-19 in Tobago. Kamala, president must demit office over police commissioner crisis. The president has nothing to do with that. I keep saying that. Ramsey Motors government do more to develop panyards. And these are the stories that are making way in the Newsday. So, over to the Guardian. Headlines in the Guardian. Return to full class. Chandler detained. Yes. So, getting on the inside. 2 more commissioners nominated for PSC. President Paulame Weeks has nominated another 2 people to staff the still defunct Police Service Commission. Chandler, 3 SRPs detained over incident on private yacht. Bartender, 6 patrons in court for breach of regulations. Lord Father. Mitchell believes KLM allows for export of Carnival to Holland. Calypsonian King Luther threatens to sue Tuco. CPMTT tells Ministry of Education focus on mental health of Forms 1 to 3 students. That is your partner, Dominic.
What's that?
That is your partner. Tells Ministry of Education focus on mental health of Forms 1 to 3 students. Concerned parents now.
Clarence?
Yeah. Yeah. Daughter of retired cricketer identified as trainee pilot in crash. Okay. Health officials urge citizens to take flu vaccine too. Oh gosh. Okay, so PNM accuses UNC of sending TNT into turmoil. Kidnappers demand $5 million for Chaguanas businessman. High COVID death rate worries doctors. Hunters search for missing fisherman comes up empty. Delta cases inching closer to 100. Cops hunt for driver passenger who abducted bank teller. Brown criticizes UNC senators for attacking public servants. 120 girls under 15 gave birth daily in Caribbean and Latin America. Kamala describes parameters set out by Speaker for motion as war on democracy. So all they want to go in there and slander the poor woman name. That was going out all there, you know. So these are the stories making way in the Guardian, the Express, and the Newsday at this time. So, you all know what time it is. It's time for me to hand it over to Mr. Dominic Remain. Dominic?
Yes, sir. Well, I must admit on this overcast morning, I'd much rather be in my bed than having to discuss the foolishness that has been going on for the last few days. I'm fed up, Bruce. I'm fed up.
Yeah. I know the feeling.
Yes. Much ado about nothing, and a mountain out of a molehill. Good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Giuseppe, Mr. and Mrs. Regis. Morning to Mother Tunapuna. Morning, Angie. I ain't got no text for him yet, so I take it at Fred.
She must be sleeping. Angie, morning. Oh, gosh.
Yes. Good morning to all of our holy loyal listeners, Alison, Samuel, Miss Jeanette MacDonald, and others. Well, what can I say, Bruce? Anyway, so the budget wound up yesterday. I mean, you would think if you read the newspapers and watch the newscast that there's only one thing going on in the country. Everything else stopped. The budget continued in the Senate. And I marveled as I looked at it and what I found laughable was the fact that when the budget came to an abrupt end, the debate came to an abrupt end in the lower house, as we all know, a couple weeks ago. David Lee, who is the chief whip, was all up and down the place. Oh, the people of Trinidad and Tobago were deprived of the opportunity to hear from the Minister of Agriculture, to hear from the Minister of Tourism, and the Minister of this and the Minister of that. Well, they got the opportunity to hear all of those ministers in the Senate. Right? There were ministers from the lower house who went to the Senate to speak. The Minister of Public Utilities spoke in the Senate. The Minister of Energy spoke in the Senate. So, as I said before, the only thing David Lee said that made sense was the fact that the people didn't want to hear the opposition. They just wanted to hear from the ministers, and they heard. So, all the UNC big guns, Rudal Munilal, he couldn't go to the Senate and speak. Mr. Saddam Hussein, we didn't hear from him. He couldn't go to the Senate and speak. The prima donna, Barry Federer, we didn't hear from him, thank goodness. I think the budget should go like this every year. Every year. Right? Government say what they had to say. Opposition refused to speak. Right. We don't have to hear all here. And then go to the Senate and let everybody, all the ministers, go to the Senate and speak. And I couldn't have been better, Bruce. But what I found interesting last night, two things. Jayanti Lakshmi Dayal, prima donna number 2, who from day one has been trying to impress her leader, Kamala Prasad Visesa. Everything. It is the practice of members of the opposition when they debate the budget, every time they get up. First thing they need to do is to pay obeisance to Kamala and say, right, all hail, Kamala the great, yes, the mother of the nation, blah, blah, blah. And I want to congratulate her for that most erudite and comprehensive response to the budget. Well, apparently Jayanti needed to do a little more now. So ever so often during the course of the her response, she had to reference and praise the leader of the opposition. The only thing Jayanti was missing was a bill of toilet paper at the side of her to keep wiping her face for all that brown oozing. Either that or a handle at the side of her face to flush when she was finished speaking. All that. Yeah, seriously, I don't know. She aspires, you're auditioning to become the next political leader? I don't understand. She took brown nose into a whole new level. But she's been in the Senate for more than a year. I would think she would know by now the rules that during a debate you're not supposed to read your speech. You are supposed to debate, right? You are supposed to ad-lib, you speak, you come with your notes, okay? You can reference things if it is you need to read from an article or whatever it is, but to come with a whole prepared speech about 5-10 pages and you just reading, come on, man. Take some notes from the PNM side and let me show you how to do it. And then several times during her presentation, the president of the Senate had to keep begging her, Senator Lakshmi, I need you to come back to the people we are debating the budget. She gone all over the place to talk about Paris and yada yada and
she and
all kind
Paris
of
too?
thing. Yeah.
I'll go and check Paris, boy. Find all kind of soap and tea is used. What cologne
Yeah, whereby is that cologne we need to let us know. Yeah.
Check him.
The obsession is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you, these people are a bunch of jokers. Imagine Jayanti Lakshmi talking about, are we getting value for money for the expenditure at the office of the Attorney General? Really? Is this the Twilight Zone? You are asking that? Two of your colleagues, your UNC colleagues, are before the courts, right? For wastage, squandermania having taken place under the office of the Attorney General under the last administration. And you come in to ask about expenditure under this, and you have nothing to say about what happened under the last? Really, Jayanti? Come now, man. I feel Kamala put her there for comic relief. Gotta be. Yeah. You know, they realize sometimes the girl is stuck in the Senate now, you know, you need a laugh, so put Jayanti there. That's clown number 2. Clown number 1, of course, is the Doglaya.
Yeah.
And then you have the next one. Naked. Well, Wade Mark is Wade Mark. According to the Minister of Finance, the only two people that you can really say made some kind of sense, surprisingly, he said was from the opposition bench was Jolene John, and until she went off rail, and then he said David Naked, and then he went off rail somewhere around the Exodus Spaniard in St. Augustine. You know, he was going good up the main road until he reached the Spaniard, and then he went off.
Started going haywire from there. Yeah, not on the bus road.
Yeah. He said the rest of them, well, they were a waste of time. Because he said he asked some of the staff in his office to look at the budget debate and make notes for him so that he could respond to members of the opposition. He said, well, in respect of the Tim Gopi Singh, he said, well, I just have 3 lines. Yeah. Because he didn't really say much for me to have to respond to. And next waste of time. But, so they had the final debate, the final vote yesterday first. And as is known, the UNC called for a division. So everybody had to register their individual vote. And the 5 UNC senators, of course, abstained. Everybody else voted yes. The government side, the independent bench, yay. UNC abstain. Come now, man, really? If you all you waste on the budget or the budget this and that, all you have nothing good to say about the budget. Inside and outside the parliament, nothing good. Well, then vote no. Why you abstain? Well, you can't take a definitive position on something. If it is you're going to waste on the thing and cuss it out and say no damn good, well then, there's only, for me, there could only be one option. Vote no.
Well, that is it.
But that's when you come in or go in.
That is it. And I want to know if the supporters taking heed of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, y'all are not being represented in no way whatsoever.
Correct.
So, hey, I know that is what they vote for. That is what they vote for, and I guess everybody go be happy.
Mm-hmm. They only trading up the supporters. Right? They come and tell earlier about the extension of the SOE. It's illegal, it's this, it's that, all kind of janja they tell earlier. Blow all your horn outside the parliament and show all of this disapproval. And then they go into the parliament and do what? Abstain. And make them all your dotish clowns get ticket for blowing horn outside. They help all you pay them ticket? No. Well, they take chain up. Pay all the ticket for yourself. That's the price you pay for stupidity. Yeah? Well, let's look for that. Speaking of stupidity, what this motion that is supposed to come this morning, right?
Yeah, boy.
First time that we have a motion to impeach the president of Trinidad and Tobago. Again, I say much ado about nothing. A mountain out of a molehill. I see this for what it is, Bruce. It's not. This has nothing to do with an attack on democracy, as the UNC keeps saying. Well, Kamla, and then of course the rest of the cult keep repeating that. Attack on democracy. Really? The fact of the matter is, quite simply put, is that the leader of the opposition is a drowning woman, and a drowning woman will reach for anything. There's an old saying, Bruce. Patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel. And the definition is this. A politician whose popularity is dropping may attempt to recapture acceptance by disingenuously embracing jingoistic patriotism. Right? That is what it is. Patriotism, the last refuge of a scoundrel. Kamla Persad-Bissessar this morning embodies and personifies that. Right? That scene. I think whoever came up with that must have been prophetic. Probably looked into the future and see that, because this has been around for a while, and probably saw that there would be a clown that would arise in a country in the Caribbean years from now, for whom this would apply. Okay? Because face it, all this setup bacchanal, and according to Dr. Rowley Rara, for the last couple of weeks, and nothing to do with the UNC being concerned about the government and the Prime Minister interfering and all kind of nonsense. The fact of the matter is that after 6 years under this Prime Minister, 6 years under this administration, there has been no major scandal of note. Anything that people will speak to in the way that we speak about Section 34, in the way that we speak about all of the foolishness, the Beetham wastewater treatment plant, in the way that we will speak about live sport, there has been nothing like that will live on in infamy that people will be speaking about years from now that has taken place under this administration. So let us create something, because we cannot have Keith Rowley leaving office, possibly in 2025, without some stain on his legacy, some stain on his administration that people could talk about, so that when 20 years from now, we're still talking about live sport, hopefully by then, we will have a few people who participated in that, demonstrating firsthand that JLM make the right fig. Right? You have a few of them inside there who will probably be drawing pension behind bars. Yeah. So that is what it is. They cannot stand the fact that with all that they have said, and Dr. Rowley pointed out the fact, 6 years and you have not brought a motion of no confidence in the government, nor the Prime Minister. All the talk they're talking. Every little small thing, little fire here and little fire there that has taken place in the last 6 years, all they needed for that was a fire extinguisher. Whereas under them, you needed a whole fire station. And still, that wasn't enough. Right? So they can't accept that. And Kamla Persad-Bissessar realizes, even if, it's obvious, and I'm sure she's heard it, that her political currency right now worth less than the Venezuelan Bolivar. Right? Oh, it devalued. She's battle scarred. She's unattractive to the politics. She knows her party cannot win another election in this country under her. And her supporters are saying, as much as they love her, they are saying, you know what? We love Tanti, but Tanti gotta go. If we had to have any hope of ever getting back into the corridors of power, Tanti, we love you, but you got to go. She don't want to go. Yeah, she don't want to go. So I need to find something. I need to throw my supporters a bone. Because if I can get them something to eat, they will eat me. She realized that. And the amount of people who want to have her for supper, for dinner, for lunch is growing within her party. So she needs to throw them a bone, something to hold on to. They need some kind of hope. Right? So that is what this is about. Nothing. I mean, and in her efforts to do that, she continues to show herself wanting. She has been weighed, measured, and found wanting. Imagine, you call a big press conference, right? To bump your gum. And I really believe it's bumpkin because the way this woman has been eating up her words lately, I'm wondering if it is that she recently got dentures and perhaps it's not properly fitting. I'd hate to think that is something else causing that. If it is that perhaps, a particular beverage is eroding the enamel in her teeth. But I'm just asking, I'm not saying that definitively, but I've noted in the past that people who are inclined to participate in a particular substance that similar attributes. So, talk to the lady now. Talk to the lady. I don't know. Gregositis or something. I don't know. But anyway, you call a press conference, eh? To beat up on the government and to talk about, the AG don't know what he's doing and the process and the deputy commissioner gone and Jacob gone, and because I am told that he's on contract. I'm told he's on contract.
Wait.
And he would have been appointed under the...
Dominic, just now, wait.
Apparent.
So we changed the words from I've been advised to I've been told.
Yes.
So you're still
informed.
You still ain't know what's going on underneath you, and you just coming out to talk about. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I was listening to that press conference, Bruce, and I hear the godly lady saying that there is no substantive acting deputy. No, there's no substantive deputy commissioner. I'm saying, okay, but maybe I imagined it, maybe I dreamed it, but I am certain that Mr. Jacob's name came to the Parliament on a merit list. It was debated, and Mr. Jacob was appointed a Deputy Commissioner of Police by the Parliament as prescribed in the law. So that the fact that the leader of the opposition is not aware of this, but then again, she wasn't in Parliament on the day that happened. In fact, none of them were. That was back, I think, on April 11th or April 12th, when they saw it fit to walk out of the Parliament. But the government carried on with the people's business, and Mr. Jacob was duly elected as a Deputy Commissioner of Police. So, UNC, people who are listening, you'll need to let your political leader know that. Once again, she continues to say things and do things that demonstrates that she has no clue what she's talking about, that she's totally out of it, that perhaps she needs to start doing her own research rather than relying on the speaking notes of Saddam Hussein. All right? Help her out now. She's almost 70 years old. She can barely stand for any lengthy period of time. But she has aspirations to once again become the Prime Minister in 2025 when she'll be almost 75. If she could barely stand up now, what you all think is going to happen in 2025? Are we going to see a miracle, as Vandana Mohit told us, that a man in a wheelchair walked up to her? So is it that Kamala will be in a wheelchair in 2025 and walking? Really? Come now, man, UNC. This woman is a colossal embarrassment, not just to your party. She's an embarrassment to Trinidad and Tobago. Now, if you want to keep her, fine. But, oh gosh, try and minimize the embarrassment that she causes this country every time she opens her mouth to speak. Such as yesterday, where she's chastising the Speaker of the House for not allowing a debate on the motion today. We've had a former puny judge in the person of Gregory Delson, and also Attorney Martin George have come out and said that the Speaker, contrary to what the misleader of the opposition has put in the public domain, is not in contravention of the Constitution, because the Constitution does not speak to a debate taking place in today's motion. That today's exercise is to vote on a motion brought by the misleader of the opposition to have the president referred to a tribunal for investigation and removal from office. What they are saying is that if the motion succeeds today, based solely on the vote, and the motion is sent to a tribunal, and the tribunal investigates, and I think the head of that tribunal will be the Chief Justice and 3 other judges, and if they would do their investigations, they would submit a report to the Parliament, and the Parliament will debate that report. But it will not get that far because the UNC does not have the numbers requisite to pass the motion. So that today's exercise is an exercise in futility. It is a waste of parliamentary time. When, as Dr. Rowley said, the Cabinet should be meeting conducting the people's business, making decisions for the benefit of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. They have to go to the parliament to engage in a waste of time motion brought by the leader or the misleader of the opposition, intended purely to leave a stain on Dr. Rowley's legacy. Make no bones and no mistake about it. That is the crux of the matter. This has nothing to do with the defense of democracy, as these people continue to talk about and continue to add this foolishness about the president had no authority to return the merit list. So as Vasan Bharat said, suppose now the merit list, or what the president thought was the merit list, was the grocery list for the Police Service Commission. Suppose they put the grocery list in the envelope, mixing it up and thinking, right? The president gets this, she sends it to the parliament, and on the day, the first nominee on the list, 1 tin of orange juice. The second nominee on the list, 6 rolls of toilet paper. The third nominee on the list, dishwashing liquid. Yeah.
A loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter.
And a stick of butter. You cannot make this stuff up. Right? I mean, it is laughable, Bruce. Really? Right? The president, the president, does the process require the president to open the envelope to make sure what's inside it, but then all can come and say, well, how we know the president about the list?
Hey, I see we get a neutral. Yeah.
I'll go check them out. Imagine, bro. I see. Inspector, I think he's Inspector Anand Ramasa brought file an injunction against the Police Service Commission, right? Challenging not the list, challenging the recruitment process that produced the list, right? Because he was left off. He's saying that he wasn't even given an opportunity to advance to the interview stage. So he's asking the court to declare the entire process that led to the creation of the list as having been flawed, right? Now, if it is, or let's say, send the list to the parliament and let the parliament debate it. So you send the list. Now, you can't debate the list unless the court pronounces on Mr. Ramasa's injunction, right? Suppose the court say, yes, the process by which this list was produced was flawed and it should be done over. What are you going to do? Or the court say, yes, Mr. Ramasa was wronged and therefore he should have been afforded the opportunity to be interviewed and to be on the merit list. Then what? What are you going to do? How are you treating with that? I asked the question there, I didn't ask it again. Where does due diligence end? You cannot claim that democracy is under threat if the Constitution is silent on certain things. Where the Constitution is silent on certain matters, obviously discretion must be exercised to determine how should we proceed. And if the Constitution does not specifically say that the president cannot return the merit list if so requested, what does the Constitution say? Does the Constitution say that the president is simply to receive the envelope from the Police Service Commission and forward to the Parliament? Is that the sole role of the president? Well, if this Police Service Commission, does the Constitution say there is a time frame in which that has to be done? Does the Constitution give the Police Service Commission the right to recall its merit list? But if it doesn't say that it cannot be done either. All right? And again, discretion must be exercised. But they're not looking at that. So, and then when I hear people like Jayanti Lakshmidiyal talking a pack of nonsense about Faris is a 2x4 attorney general, and that, he can't even make a proper order to bring to the parliament and so on. Jayanti, just remember, your colleague, who was the former AG, brought legislation to the parliament, which, having left office, he then went and sued the state to get money for legislation that he piloted, for legislation that his party passed, and then come afterwards to say the legislation is flawed. And these are things that are unique to the United National Congress. Jayanti, you forget that?
Weird how that is going.
Apparently she forget that, which raises questions. Was it merely oversight? Was it an error? Or was it deliberate, knowing that if the party lose, I could still feed off of the treasury. I could sue the state and make her money. And that is not far-fetched, because that is what the UNC is about, corruption. They corrupt to the core. And Centralists get vexed when we talk about them not having the moral authority. They don't. You see, because if the UNC was bright, and they know the art of political warfare, you hear whatever I say, right? They could have come out and say, well, in 2018, when the government proposed Gary Griffith, we said no. We wanted somebody else. And the government went ahead and they chose Gary Griffith. And look how it turned out. And now they choose Gary Griffith and look. See, we was right. We tell them, but they didn't listen. Well, you could have said that. You all could have taken the moral high ground. But no. All you're too dotish.
Moral is,
Yeah. Well, I know, yeah. They're allergic to morals, yeah? Yeah. As Pandey said, politics have a morality of its own. UNC politics has a morality of its own. That he should have qualified that statement. Yeah? Waste of time. This morning's exercise is a waste of time. And what is about to take place this morning requires a special level of stupidity. Abject stupidity that is unique to the United National Congress. That is stupidity of the waterfront ilk. Yeah. It's only that kind of dotishness. That level of dotish. Yesterday's exercise will achieve nothing. And those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And I would say it's unfortunate, Bruce, that this didn't come up in an election, a general election year. Because to me, I would liken this to what the UNC did when they had that motion against Dr. Rowley that they allowed Vanilla Allen Toppin to come and say the nastiest of things about Dr. Rowley. And to me, that exercise served to galvanize support. So who was vexed and who might have been on the fence? Now, I mean, really voted now. When they listened to the filth that came out of the mouth of Vanilla Allen Toppin and how it was supported by the likes of Rudal Munilal and Kamla Prasad-Bissessa and others in the UNC, man says, so, nah, I can't let that slide. I coming out and support. So there are a lot of people who are supporting the president. There are a lot of people who see through what is happening here, that the UNC is on folly. Yes, no matter the outcome this morning, the fact is that this is a stain that will be on Dr. Rowley's legacy, because it would be said for infamy that the only time, well, I wouldn't say the only time, because so long as the UNC is in opposition, anything is possible that they could come back and do this sometime in the future. But in this parliamentary term, they cannot bring another motion against the president. All right? So they just shoot in blanks. As are many, anyway, let me not go there. But I will, yeah. I will.
We have a few seconds before we go to the break. Let us save you.
Yeah, save better.
We're going to the break, guys. We will be right back.
Stay too long. Bring out sorrel and ginger beer, so we could get out of here. Dandy Parang, we soca Parang. Yes, Dandy Parang, we soca Parang tonight. Dandy Parang, we soca Parang. Yes, Dandy Parang, we soca Parang all night. Parang you want it, Parang you got me. Oh yeah, oh hey. When you see me paranging, it's out the house that we going to jam. March around my rock shaking, and we don't care what we singing. We drinking, so just springtime. Hey. Well, we don't want no money. Drinking go full we belly. We going night and day, so just play out that we way. Jam the parang, we soca parang. Just jam the parang, we soca parang. Tonight, jam the parang, we soca parang. Just jam the parang, we soca parang. All night, jam it up. The parang will never stop. Parang, you what parang? You go get me a stop until we get the blood wet. Jam it up. The parang will never stop. Parang, you what parang? You go get me a stop until we get the blood wet. Jam it up. The parang will never stop. The parang, you what parang? You go get me a stop until we get the blood wet. Lopino the paramin, everybody gathering. It's oh yeah, we waiting. September till for the morning, nothing cannot stop the thing. We love me, yeah, parangin. Hey. People coming from near and far, some walking with the liquor. If nothing could spoil the lime, bring out all the homemade wine. Jam the parang, see soca parang. Just jam the parang, see soca parang. Tonight, jam the parang, see soca parang. Just jam the parang, see soca parang. All night, jam it up. The parang will never stop. The parang, you want parang, you go get me a stop until we get the clothes wet. Jam it up. The parang will never stop. Parang, you want parang, you go get me a stop until we get the clothes wet.
Sign up and save with Green Dot. When you subscribe to any of our broadband packages, you get 30% off the installation fee, allowing you to stream your favorite shows on any of your devices. Update your social media accounts and connect with friends and family. Stay on top of the class with online learning sessions, or keep your team in the loop with virtual meetings, all at an affordable price. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 224-GDOT today to sign up and save with Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
What are the side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine?
Well, the general side effects of the COVID-19 vaccine are pain, soreness and swelling at the injection site, feeling fatigued or tired, fever or a high temperature. The side effects are usually minor and go away within 2 days.
These side effects mean that your body is building its immune response or developing your internal protection against the disease.
So take the COVID-19 vaccine.
For you,
for family,
for TNT.
A message from the Ministry of Health.
Hey, the Tobago Blue Food Festival is back, and this year we introduce curbside pickup. Take a drive up to Palatouvier, Bloody Bay and Lansformy on Sunday, October 24, where village vendors will be on site to provide you with your favorite blue food dishes. I'm telling you, just call and place your order in advance, then go collect. It's that simple. You can also look out for the blue food signage at each pickup location. I'm telling you, for more information on the menus, location for pickup, and contact details, please visit the Tobago Festivals Commission Limited's Facebook page using the handle @Tobago Festivals. Don't you miss it. Once you love your blue food, you can't miss this.
We'd just like to let you all know that the juice that you all have is fabulous. I started to get some lotus spots at my elbow, which was spreading. My legs, the spots disappeared. It was like white blotchy spots. And I want to say, well, this is it. This is fabulous. And I would like to let people know so they could try it. And I want to say thanks to you guys.
Try U-Juice today. Available at leading supermarkets nationwide or order online at ujuiceroots.com for free delivery.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of numbers 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko Sangui Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. all night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Hi, this is Nicole Huggins. Join me every Monday morning on the Street 919 FM from 9:05 a.m. to 9:55 a.m. Let's talk about lifestyle diseases that affects you today and how we can improve your health with healthy solutions. Call Health and Well Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins at 1-868-288-1108 or 1-868-275-8359. See you there.
Len Capital Certificates is a business consultant company that provides a passive income service. Through our partnership perquisites, we allow customers the possibility to earn interest monthly or yearly by purchasing one of our precious gem packages. These precious gem packages are exclusively available only at Len Capital. These precious gem packages are Opal, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, and Diamond. So, call us today at 376-LEN or 376-5366 for more information. And remember, at Len Capital, it's all about you.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're locked on to the Street 919 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy. Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you went and drink some tea or a glass of water? You good now?
Yes. Actually, I went to get my water.
Yes.
This is water, 100% H2O. Yeah. 0% alcohol. I don't think other such persons in the country could possibly say that if they were called upon to hold up a glass. At any rate.
Good.
So I'm also seeing, Bruce, where the Miss Leader of the opposition wrote to the president telling her to pause the process. By letter dated October 18, 2021, Miss Leader of the opposition, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, wrote to the president stating that she must pause the process of appointing a new police service commissioner, as she has lost moral and ethical grounds to continue the process. The historic impeachment motion against President Weeks, moved by Persad-Bissessar, will be voted on by members of the Electoral College. Speaking at the UNC's virtual meeting on Monday, Persad-Bissessar disclosed that she wrote to the president expressing concern about her recent notifications and consultation letters concerning the Police Service Commission nominees. It is my respectful view that the office of the president has lost all moral and ethical grounds to continue to participate in this nomination process. Now, hear this, reading this, and again, UNC people, tell a political leader. It's better she lets Saddam and them, really write her thing, man, because, all right, the office of the president has lost all moral and ethical ground. So is it that you don't have confidence in the office, or you don't have confidence in the office holder? Two separate entities. Right? Because you're not voting this morning to impeach the office of the president. You're voting to impeach the president. And it is only the office of the president that has the constitutional remit to engage in the nominations, all right? Whoever is sitting in the office, you understand? So I don't know how you can say the office has lost moral and ethical ground. The office don't have moral and ethical grounds now. The office holder, right? Seems you all need to be schooled. No wonder why she had to give herself silk and she couldn't earn it by dint of hard work. Again, as Pandey asked, what is Governor Prasad's Bisessa's track record in the courthouse? Well, hopefully, if what Paparis has been telling us for the last few days holds true, she'll have a new reputation in the courthouse very soon. And the rest said, okay? Right. So far, the only political party that has ever hired a prime minister come before the court is the UNC. LFX? Well, yeah, that is all their record. Well, they want to put a stain on Keith Rowley's record. Well, hear what? That is one stain on the UNC's record. The only political party in this country that ever had a minister charged for murder is the UNC. Last week, you all celebrated 33 years as a party and you're still homeless. How shameless. 33 years and you're homeless. Eh? What is all your address? How much time will you change your address within the reset past? 33 years old. Come now, man, you had see all your shame. Anyway.
Shame, that word does not compute.
Calling Penelope Beckles, please. You had seen in our house. HDC.
Oh, good.
Oh, my goodness. Right, so she goes on to say, given the recent ruling of our High Court indicating that Your Excellency acted in contravention of the Constitution by not submitting the police service merit list, the Police Service Commission's merit list to the Parliament, stated Prasad Bisessa. She added that she's fortified in her view, given the President's paid newspaper advertisements, in which she shockingly revealed that a Police Service Commission merit list for the Commissioner of Police was sent to her but then withdrawn. At no time over the past month did the President disclosed that a Police Service Commission merit list was withdrawn, stated Prasad Bisessa. And she goes on to talk about the process being tainted. Bruce, I saw on the UNC's Facebook page a conversation that was being had. So, you know, they pull it and all that. So I wouldn't call them big guns. I know what to call them. Yeah. I wouldn't call her 38 a big gun, right? So it's you know, if you are 45, yeah, but at 38, you know, I mean, come on. But anyway, and I'll tell you by the name of Keel or Kyle Taklal, saying whatever. I when the Godfather, and I wasn't invited to the baptism. And some other attorneys, so they having this session, conversations with whoever, right?
Yeah.
And Mr. Taklal is advocating that the proper thing for the president to do would have been to send the list to the Parliament and have the list debated. And if there were any issues with any of the nominees, it would have been aired there. But what I found surprising is the fact that Mr. Taklal Singh is one of the attorneys for Inspector Anand Ramesa, who filed an injunction to stop the process. So you represented Anand Ramesa. You went in the courthouse and filed a motion to stop the process and say, let the process go on. So are you supposed to give back Mr. Ramesa his money? Oh, you could be advocated for, but something wrong with you. Again, them kind of thing could only come from the camp of the UNC. Yeah? So the misleader of the opposition telling the president, hold the process. So we do not continue the process of appointing a police service commission, which is so desperately needed at this time. Not entirely, because the police service is functioning.
Yes. Very much so.
And I am certain that when the misleader of the opposition sent this message to the president, she's quite aware that her motion this morning is going to fail. And given the fact that you cannot bring another such motion against the president in this parliamentary term, for all intents and purposes, Paul Weeks is going to be the president until at least the 18th of March 2023, when a current term comes to an end. And unless she decides, you see all this bacchanal and confusion, I had enough of it. Mr. Prime Minister, I'm not interested in serving a second term. All right? Thanks for the opportunity. Right. Unless that happens, quite likely, if she is inclined to a second term, she will be the president until the 18th of March, 2028. All right? So, based on what Kamla's saying here, if you're telling us that the current office holder, well, you say the office, but I suppose you mean the office holder is tainted and she has no more. So, for the next at least 2 years, we have to appoint no police service commission because it's the same individual. Today's motion is not going to sanitize her. As far as you have said, Paula May Weeks is tainted. Paula May Weeks has no moral or ethical grounds on which to appoint a commission, a police service commission. So what should we do, Kamla? The president decides, well, your motion failed. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to serve out my term. Based on what you are telling us here, the country would be without a police service commission for at least another 2 years. So Mr. Jacob will be acting as DCP, will be the head of the police service until his term of office runs out. So we have to be without a substantive commissioner until this stained president demits office. So what about if she stayed there until 2028, right? If she gets a second term. And let's say on the off chance that the citizens of this country put God out of their collective thoughts. Or as Patrick Manning would say, decide to play smart and loose with your vote and put the UNC back in office in 2025. Are you then going to hold another motion similar to this in 2025 and remove and impeach the president? Are you going to do that? Or are you going to wait until 2028 when she demits office so that you could install your own puppet? Tell us now. I would love to know. Because if you do it, then it means then the stain of actual impeachment would always be on the record of the UNC. Right now, you all are beating your chest because the stain of an impeachment motion would always be on the record of the PNM. Right? Which is what you all intend. So even if you could eke out some small victory from today's proceedings, that's not really a victory. It's a victory for you all. It's not a victory for the country. Right? Because we are now going to be the laughing stock. And I wait to hear what the market vendor from Barbados has to say. You know, you always have a lot to say more about what's happening in Trinidad and what's happening in Barbados. Speaking of Barbados, I see that I think their parliament met yesterday to begin the process for the appointment of their first president. They've now moved away from the Queen as head of state. So Barbados is soon to be the Caribbean's most recent republic. They currently have a governor general and their head of state is Queen Elizabeth. So they've made that move and the process started. So from what I saw in the news last night, the current governor general will soon be the country's first president. So congratulations to Barbados on this next step in your development as an independent country, right? So hopefully your president will not have to endure what our president has to at the hands of a witless, waste of time opposition. Here now, Gary, if you really end up losing your work, all right? You work for a political party and the country needs an opposition. They need an opposition, yeah. So you could link up with your old flame. I call no names, but you're big on your absence. You know? I'll do something now. Yeah. Get rid of this waste of time, whoever it is. I wouldn't even call them an opposition. They are more an obstruction, right? That's what we have in the parliament. We have a government and an obstruction. We don't have an opposition. We need an opposition. So Gary, do a thing now. So you could form a party. You have some support. Don't let the support wane, right? Because they say you're the best thing that ever happened to this country in terms of the position of commissioner of police. Now, Bruce, I will be fair. I will be fair, right? And you have to be balanced. You're weighty thing on the merit. Yes, I made the point before that Gary Griffith brought a certain nuance to the position of commissioner of police, which is very much needed, right?
Yeah.
He brought that private sector eye in terms of financial management of the police service, where you came in and first of all you realized that hundreds of millions of dollars was being spent every year on overtime, and you found creative ways to reduce that so that that money can be better spent in developing the police service in terms of training, in terms of the acquisition of vehicles and whatever else, right? Yeah. Instead of people claiming overtime, because as you said, it was said that there was a racket, an ongoing racket in the police service where I think senior officers are not allowed to claim for overtime because of their salaries and their rank and so on. Mm-hmm. So that junior officers were claiming for it, and that they were in cahoots with senior officers who have to sign off on it. And then when they get the money, they would give the senior officers the cut, right? Oh. Because, everything in Trinidad is out. Yeah. So apparently Mr. Griffith cleaned that up. But being the owner of a private security firm and of course having to manage the financial resources, he would have brought that to the service. Right. The majority of, well, if not all of his predecessors would not have had that additional advantage. So simply going to the university and getting a bachelor's and a master's and so on, and you have a document that says you are so qualified, does not necessarily translate into you being able to apply what you learned. And this is what most people do. They just go and I just want to have a document that says I qualify to get a job paying a certain amount of money. But in terms of my capacity, my ability to be able to put into practice what the theory is difficult for some people, right? So he brought that. There were other little changes that he made to the police service. I think, again, that is much needed, that gave him an advantage over his predecessors. But again, I make the point, the very thing that got you the job is the very thing that may lose you. Your mouth.
Yep.
Your mouth. Oh gosh, humble yourself. Humble yourself, behave. Yes, you did some good things. And I mean, I think your current replacement, the man who now heads the police service, he has big shoes to fill in that regard. And I hope, because I mean, you're seeing now with the slight upsurge in crime, for some reason, Gary Griffith was able to command a level of respect from the criminal element that Mr. Jacob so far seems to be having a little bit of difficulty accomplishing. But again, Gary Griffith mouth is really what caused that, right? Yeah. His practice of going on social media and challenging people and so on. But again, you can't be doing things like because somebody make a comment on social media that you disagree with, that you would send police to the man's house, right, to detain the man in his own home for hours, questioning him on foolishness based on a simple Facebook comment. You can't do that. For some reason, Gary just didn't. The line between Citizen Gary and Commissioner Gary was blurred. And there were times when Citizen Gary was answering and speaking for Commissioner Gary. You can't do that.
That's right.
You need to, that is just unheard of. And then remember, there were a number of other issues that would have cropped up, such as the claim. Remember, there was the gentleman from Caranage who claimed that Gary had roughed him up in the police station and pulled a gun or some kind of thing. So, and then he recanted that statement, and subsequent to that, we saw couple months later, the man was murdered. Not implying that there was any relation to it, right? Then I'm saying that there were all of these things, and there was this story that came up with the cell phone. He claimed about some cell phone and some woman, and who they alleged was involved with the commissioner, and it had incriminating stuff on the phone and all kind of bacchanal. So, I mean, we cannot simply say, well, okay, the man was doing a very good job, so let us turn a blind eye to all of these things. Now, as far as I am aware, the only investigations that are ongoing that may involve the former commissioner is these investigations into the issuance of firearm users' licenses, right? Okay. Allow the investigations to conclude, because to do otherwise, if you send a merit list to the parliament and you have nominees on that list who are themselves the subject of investigations, their nominations, therefore, are now handicapped, right, in respect to the other nominees who may not be subject to these investigations. And you cannot make a decision in terms of debating this merit list based on suspicion to say, well, this man is a suspect in an investigation, and therefore we cannot risk putting him or her into the post of commissioner of police. Because then you create a situation where if you do that, you appoint somebody else because of suspicion over who might have been one of the ranking nominees, and then the person is subsequently cleared of any wrongdoing or any allegation of wrongdoing. They could now come and sue the state and say, well, look, my nomination was hamstrung because of this suspicion.
Yeah.
I have now been cleared. So therefore, I am saying that that process by which this person was appointed was flawed, and I did not get a fair shake, because they should have waited until all the investigations were completed and I was cleared, and therefore, if they had any other issues, they could bring it to the fore, right? Now, the Prime Minister did admit that 1 year ago he wrote to the Police Service Commission indicating that he lost confidence in the Commissioner of Police. So far, there's been speculation as to what would have led to that loss of confidence. And of course, the UNC wasted no time in trying to create a narrative that is because Gary Griffith said that investigations would continue into the AV drilling matter, notwithstanding the outcome with respect to the arbitration, right? And because of that, and because he was going after PNM bigwigs and he was going after PNM 1% friends, family, and finances, is why the government wants to get rid of him. Absolute nonsense. Rubbish. But you see, it is convenient for them to say that.
Of course.
Right? Yeah. But that letter was written 1 year ago. Who is to say that Mr. Griffith didn't redeem himself within that year? He sits on the National Security Council along with the Prime Minister. Who knows? Maybe he would have done some stuff within the last year that could perhaps cause the Prime Minister to say, well, all right, you transgressed in this area, but you have redeemed yourself. I see you're making some strides and so on. All right. I could give you a blind. These things happen. Husband and wife just fall out all the time. Sometimes it ends in divorce. Yeah, they might stop talking for a few days and then everything good after that. You know? So, gosh, instead of all you all making all this at a rara and janjat, you're not doing the Gary Griffith any favors, you know. Because if you all continue to prosecute this case that, the Prime Minister want to get rid of Gary, it means that even if the Prime Minister is inclined to say, all right, give the man a second chance, you're all making it difficult for him, because then if he had to go to the Parliament, debate that meritless and put back Gary, you know what they will say? Well, it's only because the people say this, and it's only because that's why he do it. Relax on yourself now, hush. Let the process evolve, and let's see where it goes. Yeah, you all just you notice Gary ain't saying nothing. Yeah? All of a sudden, no. Gary's a man who love to talk. Quiet.
Not a word.
Right? He don't want to say nothing to aggravate the situation. Take you from Gary and hush all your bloody mouth now, man. The police so want him back. Hush. You and see the guy sure he probably when Gary home me cussing come now. What you going on with this little thing now? You only prolong anything. Be yourself. Oh gosh, man. I don't know. I mean, the fact that Chandler get charged ain't looking good, because that's the second one of Gary's close confidence in the service who's been charged. I think, who was the other one? Hernandez?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now he's 2 for 0. That ain't looking good, That ain't looking good, but, we're not casting any aspersions on the commissioner. It is what it is. But we wait to see the outcome of this morning's proceedings. I am not going to be tuned in. I'll hear about it on the grapevine, because I'm not going to throw off my day to listen to rubbish, to listen to nonsense, to listen to the leader of the opposition attempt to speak and spit all over herself. Come on.
She's still going to talk?
No, just she is just a vote.
Oh, okay.
Vote and go. Yeah. You could bump your gum all outside there. You could call a press conference on the pavement outside the
That's
Parliament.
exactly what going to happen.
Yeah, and bump up your gum and say that what happened was she could go ahead and do that, but it would be null and void and of no consequence. The other issue I wanted to deal with quickly, Bruce, before we open the lines, has to do with, so the Minister of Social Development, while she was making her contribution in the budget, in the Senate, a leak developed. She said she was getting wet, right? And the president suspended the sitting for 10 minutes to address the issue. And of course, the talk is, they spent $500 million, $500 million on that Red House, and watch it leaking already. So, they never built a house, and within a few months or something, you had some leak or you had some problem, whoever the case may be. The apparently you all figure because 444 million was spent, well, not really, 420, about, I think 21 million was for contingency. But let's say 441 million was spent. So everything else good. You have no other problems with anything in the Red House. But that roof, they seem to forget, Bruce, that the UNC under Pandey had spent over $10 million on that very said roof. And within a short space of time, they ended up having to put a tarpaulin on top of the roof that they spent $10 million on, and that tarpaulin stayed there for years. Years. Will you forget that? Will you forget how much money you spent on the fire station in Mayaro? And in the haste to open it in 2015 to say, well, look, because they don't want Keith Rowley name to go on no plaque. When they went, they had the commissioning ceremony, it was the Mayaro police fire station. And as soon as everybody jumped in the car and drive off, it became the Mayo police station because the letters start to fall off. Imagine all that money spent, right? And all they use duct tape, you know, to put up the sign. Are you mad? Where was the UNC to complain about that? Really? I think there were 2 other fire stations or police stations that suffered the same fate. Really? You always forget these things.
Boy.
There's something, and they need to understand too that there is a contractor's liability clause, right? So if it have any issues with respect to the roof, and so far that's the only issue they've had with the Red House, all right? And that was since last year, January last year, right? That the new Red House came into effect, right? So it's almost 2 years now. Almost 2 years. Much earlier buy a brand new car, and in that 2 years they never service it. Huh? Never had problems. Come on now, man. Ease us up with that foolishness now. Ease us up. Right? So the fact of the matter is, there's a contractor liability clause. So any issues, the government, the state don't have to spend no money. The contractor had to come back in and fix whatever is the problem at no cost to you, the taxpayer, or to the state. All right? These things happen. So all you bumping, all you gum, but all you know that every Monday morning you'll have to be buying flash band to fix your roof, because as soon as you fix one leak, you realize the next one, right? Somewhere every time the rain, you hear pitter patter on your roof, while you're frightened because you had to run and get this 2 bucket and one of them whatever you call it, to put it here and put it there. Only playing musical chairs in the living room. Okay, I had to move this chair so, I move this chair so. I live in a dry weather house and running all. Look, Bruce.
Before I go and open downstairs and come back. Dominic, the man who gone up on the roof to fix the leak start to create leaks on the roof, you know.
Yeah, people, I mean, come on now, man, seriously. As I said, I intend to waste, I am not going to lose 1 minute of sleep over the UNC and their foolishness, right? The President of the Republic is doing her job to the best of her ability, all right? This current misleader of the opposition has a habit of disrespecting presidents in this country, all right? Just as she was disrespectful to Mr. Robinson when he would have made the decision to appoint Patrick Manning Prime Minister instead of Mr. Pandey in 2001. I'll pull up the article, right, and read for you the level of disrespect that was meted out to Mr. Pandey. As I said a couple days ago, the former president, now deceased Max Richards, he too was the subject of her disrespect after it is that he had sent a letter to her requesting further information on the circumstances that led to the proclamation of Section 34, notwithstanding the fact that the United National Congress, then leading the People's Partnership in government, gave a commitment to the then opposition PNM in exchange for their support for the bill that they would not proclaim any aspect of the bill at least for 24 months, during which time they were supposed to put in certain infrastructure and so on to facilitate the full rollout and implementation of the bill. Up to this day, we cannot understand how many clauses that bill had. Why did Section 34, which had the propensity to give a get-out-of-jail-free card to at least 2 of your financiers, why was that pulled out and proclaimed? Nobody in the UNC can tell me why. None. And the former president, Max Richards, just like the rest of us, because you know they have now all of a sudden now the president had to explain and whatnot. The Prime Minister had to explain. The President asked for an explanation and she gave none. As I said before, she basically told them here what kiss my association with Ishan Steve. Right? He went to his grave not getting the explanation that he requested. Total disrespect. And now she has done it again. Not simply by bringing this motion, but by allowing two of her senators to disrespect the president. One, calling the president an insipid, you know what? And the other one, implying that the president, casting aspersions on the president's sexual preference and implying that perhaps that may have played a role in her decision to appoint Bliss Prasad as the Police Service Commission chair. No respect for the office whatsoever. So she's an encourager, she's an enabler, and as they say, the upholder is worse than the thief. And she has constantly been upholding Anil Roberts and David Nakid. Right? That is what you all, the UNC, that's what you all want to offer us as an alternative Prime Minister. Ole for real? That's the best you all can do? But Ole put Munilal. I mean, your chances at the post not going to improve any, but, you know, at least, oh gosh. Put Saddam now. Bruce, I could go down the list, but I can't find nothing of substance in a way. Oh, God. Yeah, everything you had to do so.
Gosh.
And to the gentleman in the chat, the troll who says that I'm the worst he's ever heard in Trinidad and Tobago, I take it you've never heard of a program called Doglaya Politics. Check it out now. Just go on, yeah, he calls it Dogla, but I guess he deliberately left out the I. All right? So it should be Doglaya Politics. But he's on a particular radio station. I'll not call the name the radio station because we're not promoting that folly here. But just go and pull up Anil Roberts on Facebook and you could listen, and then I'm sure you would reassess that position that I'm the worst you've ever heard. Yeah. All right? Anyway. But welcome nonetheless. I think you're a neutral. So.
Yeah, I see a lot of them popular, but what's going on is a new profile because I've been blocking them.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, there's a whole heap of new profile, Papa. That one called Crick something somewhere inside of the... Yeah. I now deal with one day on YouTube. I sure they're coming up with our next fake profile just now. Well, I will make sure they had about 200 fake profile. Go ahead.
You know, but it's interesting, Bruce, that Doglaya Politics going on right now on the radio, you know. Then you have the Underground Report with Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest. And the other station. But they come here because, you know, the truth has a draw, you know. They can't deny it.
Well, this is the thing, because we now had a troll on YouTube talking about you all should listen to the Ground Report. What are you doing over here? If that going on now, what are you doing over here?
Yeah.
But I will say one thing. Thanks for the numbers. Make sure and share it. Share the live, like it, right?
Share the live.
Right?
Share the live.
We need the numbers,
yeah.
Right? You see, we're up to 483 this morning on YouTube. Yeah, that's what we like. Come, just share it, man.
Yeah.
Call the other trolls out, man.
Yes. You all need an education in truth. Not the lies you all like to listen to. I guess you all get fed up, all your ears and tell all you. Yeah, but you really believe that? That's all they hear, they watching that, and they hear that. Wait, what nonsense you want me listening to, why? Look. Go across the 91.9, let me hear something of substance. Yes, not this Rara and Janja. That's it. I saw a clip the other day where Andy Williams, whoever, he did an interview with somebody, some fella, I can't remember his name. He liked to scrutinize documents and figure he bomb bright than everybody else and accusing the Minister of Finance of all kind of wrongdoing with respect to his apartment building, and that he put legislation in place so that he could benefit from tax benefits. You would do well, Underground Report, to not publish that, because I listened to a radio program a couple of days ago where you all could be sued for that, because in fact, that same claim that individual made on your program, Coleman Burt now has Kamala Prasad Bissessa in court for that same thing. He's suing her for that. So you all continue to go and publish that. Fatten Mr. Mburt's pocket a little more. Right? And increase the number of people that he can add to the lawsuit. Go ahead.
I'm telling you. Good, yes. Ah, boy. Guys, we have a obituary coming up at 7:40. And Dominic, you ready to open up the lines?
Yeah, go ahead now.
All right, so we take a couple of calls before we go to the obituary. All right, so caller, good morning.
Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
Good morning. Long time no speak to the both young men.
Yeah, man.
Bruce and Dominic, you see, that was just Dr. Rowley's fault. Dr. Rowley did something and I did not like that at all. We have a committee. We're supposed to put down the names for the president, the Senate, the Prime Minister. But that committee is tarnished. Whatever names that committee sent to the president cannot use that until she gets a fresh new committee where will do the work that she wants to be done. And then she will send it to the parliament. Now we are the opposition leader have issue with us, you know. She has issue with us. And you know why you are having this problem today, Dr. Rowley? And we are to go to the parliament for the vote? One thing. Rum. If we didn't open them bars and things, stop rum from selling, we wouldn't have this problem today. Because half of them had to be drunk on the opposition side. Because what this lady did was the correct thing. But we had to go in the parliament to discuss something like this when we're supposed to be doing with more serious things in this country. And every day since this, we did the election, and the kind of thing that these people are bringing in the parliament is like we do not have an opposition in this country. Because the opposition is bringing us such a foolishness and wasting the public time. This thing here is amounting to wasting public time and wasting public money. We shouldn't be paying our opposition for these foolishness going on. So wasting time right through. Mr. Opposition Leader, we know you just get up on Thursday to start the work. So this is what Thursday, you might get up today and you might make a little more sense. But I just hope that bars not open before we meet in Parliament. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce.
Morning,
Dominic, morning. Sharon, everyone else, morning. This morning, Bruce, I heard a pickup. You there?
Yes, I'm here, mother. Go ahead.
This thing here, I wanted to turn off and I can't get it turned off. Yes.
Yeah.
As if heard something, the opposition with democracy. As if she feels there no democracy with the situation that's going on in my thing. But what I am saying, I'm wondering if democracy is for people who's thinking of a wrong thing about intellectual persons like a president, the prime minister, AG, and all of that. If they think that that is the right thing for the country, if they are thinking that it is wrong, I don't understand what they mean by democracy is not around. And the point is, they are calling on the president to go put it in simple form. When they are doing these things, could they give us some examples of their proper ruling that they had between 2010 and 2015 to give us an example of some of the things that they did while they were there so we could follow them? I don't know what it is they're referring to, right? But I see this whole thing is like a commerce, and it's something that they must practice from childhood, school days, and everything else going on. You look at the president and the prime minister and the attorney general, these people were in there working so hard for the country and talking about they want to feel democracy, they don't have a democracy in the country. What was their democracy in between those times that they rule? They keep them out of these intellectual people and decent people. They keep them out, their names out from their mouth. They can't start him out with them. Okay then, bye.
Thank you. So guys, real quickly, I'm going to the obituary and we will be right back. So keep it locked. The The Street 919 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Evelyn Nathaniel Hamlet, who departed this life on Friday, the 15th of October 2021, at the age of 81 years. He was the son of Conrad Hamlet and Hilaria Hamlet, husband of the late Merle Hamlet, father of Hollis, Alicia, Simon, Patricia, Nathaniel, Joanna, Philip, and Andrew, grandfather of 20, great-grandfather of 4, brother of Wilhelmina, Georgina, Lauren, deceased, and 6 others, deceased, uncle of Wilma, Verlin, Roslyn, Andy, Patsy, Jill, Jason, Eston, Jennifer, Deborah, and many others, brother-in-law of Sarah, father-in-law of Michael, Sharon, Purcell, Janelle, Cade, Flavia, and Natalie, relative of many, friend of Lawrence, Simeon, Pants, and many others. The funeral service for the late Adeline Nathaniel Hamlet takes place on Friday, the 22nd of October 2021 at 11 a.m. at the Simpsons Memorial Limited Funeral Chapel, followed by burial at the Tunapuna Public Cemetery. Inquiries can be made at Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventil, at 623-8688.
This is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Yes, guys, so welcome back, and we are taking your calls. You can call us at 342-0081, 466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Bruce, good morning to you.
Morning.
Dominic, good morning to you.
Morning.
Tunisian, want to know what's going on. I want to know if it's rain. Dominic, everything all right with you? Bruce?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. That's what I like to hear. Dominic and Bruce, I noticed Form 4 and 6 will be going back out to school on Monday. Right. Dominic and Bruce, I'm glad it's happening. You hear what I'm telling you about? I'm glad it's happening. Vaccine or no vaccine, send them back out to school. I have no reason why, right? Dominic, I saw head of the legal service was arrested at his home on yesterday. Am I right? Right. That is the incident, I think that happened on August the 5th at 8 p.m. where they all, 8 women and 6 men, they all were taken to Stubbs Bay. Am I right? Right, good. But Dominic and Bruce, the foot match, what's going on play in Parliament today? I wonder how much goal Kamala intend to kick. Hey, Dominic? Dominic?
She scored own goal already.
Listen to me. Mother, I want to tell you, you have to come real good to score that goal. Honest to God. Dominic, what a shame. What a shame. You hear what I'm telling you about? She knows she can't score no goal, you know. You hear what I'm telling you about? She knows she can't score no goal. But as I'm saying again, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago will continue to support our president. You hear what I'm telling you? Our first female president in Trinidad and Tobago. Respectable person. And my prime minister. Dominic, it's not an easy road, Dominic. You hear what I'm telling you about? She going in Parliament today. Job. You understand me to score a goal. But she ain't scoring no goal today in Parliament. I tell you that. You all have a good one.
You too. Take care. Caller, good morning.
Blessed morning, Mr. Bruce Boswin, Mr. Dominic.
Morning.
Felix, I know you're locked on and listen. All loyal listeners and callers, all who on the line. All they could not say it much better this morning, I know, Dominic. I'm telling you. Hear what happened to me last week. You know, railway falls are keeping her, and I get a call, so I get up. Somebody asked me a question. I say, what, today's Friday, and on Sunday morning, if it was a shiny. This is what's going on with the illusionists of this opposition leader. And according to what I'm saying, I wonder if she wants to write a script for everybody, for Paris Alwari, for the Chief Justice, for the Prime Minister, and for the President, for them to read out what she would like them to be doing and saying in Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if that is the real action. According to Dr. Rowley, like they want to run this government from the opposition bench. Ms. Kamala Prasad, you sister, you're in the opposition. You was watching, and you have no credibility of the motion that you're bringing today. You want to find out what is going on in President's house. They must come and tell you what's going on in President's house. Here it goes. The Police Service Commission appointment, the sanction was seconded by the Prime Minister and the opposition leader. You, opposition leader, the sanction those people in the Integrity Commission and all the commissions that the President appoints. And you want to discredit the President for her secrecy or her confidential information that she has in her powers to be doing, to question it. Ms. Bissessa, you're getting up from in a dream. You're living in a dream world, Ms. Bissessa. And today, it can have nothing like debate. It's a vote. And you don't know what's going on. Hail to the President of Trinidad and Tobago, Ms. Paula Baby. Thank you very much, Bruce Wayne and Dominic.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Hey, man.
Morning, everybody again. Dominic, morning again. Well, Bruce, morning to the whole of Tobago, or less Tobago, the whole family, from the Thomas, the Jacob, the Grayson, everybody, Tobago. Even with your husband will see what come by, either will see, so we'll see what the Tobago, not to Tobago. Good morning again. Bruce, this lady, I don't know what she coming there. Dominic, I went and buy popcorn again this morning, I come out early this morning, I said, let me go and buy some popcorn to hear with you, because the last time I buy this girl rotten, because she didn't say nothing and get a chance to pass it. You understand? So I want to hear what she's going to say this morning. And to the lady last night, is Rosmi Dial, that's the name?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, listen now. If she listens to herself this morning, she will find that she's just quarreling. She must have she has gone good trouble for you, God. Good quarrel, because she ain't waiting there yet, she ain't known nothing, she just started quarrel. That. So, Spain and Tobago, for you, let some popcorn sell. Don't put it apart yet, just listen, and if she's saying anything important, then you just pass your popcorn. I sure guarantee you're going to have popcorn until all next year. Yeah. So, Miss sorry, your name? Miss Acting, where continue want to be Prime Minister? Go and sit down. You on your side. And think about what all you're going to do. Or you have nothing to say. You want to run the government from the opposition then? You want to say who must talk and who mustn't talk and all kind of thing? Look, woman, we don't want to hear you. Just buy the popcorn just for to get people to feel it. Woman, go and sit down and wait until the time comes for them go in a rook house, but or they build the wall and nothing around the wall at all because you're going there and sit down just now, gone.
Caller, good morning.
Pleasant good morning to you, Bruce.
Hey, morning. How are you doing?
Too bad at all. Pleasant good morning to you, Dominic.
Morning, Brian.
Pleasant good morning to all listeners and callers of 91.9. Dominic, you know what this is, as you rightly said this morning? This is somebody who is in a real, out in the ocean and will grasp at anything to try to stay afloat. Because the water just below the nose line. This woman and this government and that opposition has no shame. For 3 weeks, I listened to this parliament, this budget debate. 3 weeks. And I have not heard not one member of the opposition in both houses talk about the budget. Nothing at all. They talk about Alwari. They talk about Dr. Rowley. They talk about the president. They talk about the Minister of Health. They one drag himself out of the political grave on both hands and knees. And all he could back talk is the same
Dr. Paris, the CMO, Dr. Paris Saram, who they appointed when he was there. Bartok, Dr. Hines, Bartok, Dr. Richard, Bartok, we had Minister of Health, everybody. Who they co-named, they call this, who they forget. And on top of that, the opposition leader, or misleader as you call her, you could imagine she denigrate anybody that, I mean, you can't go by somebody's house, you're paying them, you can't get a job in Trinidad and Tobago. She denigrates Ernest Coilas, senior counsel, who was a member of the Judicial and Legal Service Commission that appoints judges and disciplines judges. You didn't even want him to be on this committee, this commission. So you have to denigrate him because he had, I think it's Ronald Mitchell was in his chambers as an attorney. So he's not good enough. But hold on, listen to this, you know. Jainanti Lakshmi Diyal, whatever her first name is. What chamber she come from? What chamber she come from? Not Anna Ram Logan chambers, but you have her. You have her as a senator to make law for Trinidad and Tobago out of Anna Ram Logan chambers in 2020 August when the elections were called. You understand? You have her there. But it's not a problem for her to be there. But it's a problem for Ernest Coilas, a well-respected attorney in South Trinidad, not to get no way of doing anything because he had Senator Mitchell in his chambers. How disrespectful and ignorant could you get with that? And not only that, you know, Dominic, you remember, it's talking about they have no home after 32 years. You remember when they were in Renzi complex, they wasn't even paying the lease. They wasn't paying the lease, so they got thrown out. And Basdio Pandey got embarrassed because he had to leave too. When he was given an office down there. So you know where they went? They went right upstairs a funeral home on Cuba Main Road. You understand? So they couldn't even pay their lease, and they're talking about a leak in the Red House. And it was Wade Mark who was responsible for fixing that roof. He put a tarpaulin, as you rightly said, with scaffolding, and never did anything. He left it just so. And it's not orange and tea and milk and thing that had any list, you know. It's Pampers and Scotch and all kinds of things that might end up going to the parliament for people to read and say that apparently the president doesn't know how to read. It could have been worse. So we have to be careful. And according to you, there's no, where is the law to say that she cannot look at the letter and vet it and peruse it before sending it on to the parliament? And who says it belonged to her that the chairman of the commission couldn't come and take it back almost immediately? You see, all of these things, we have to watch these people. You come and you bad talk every single person left, right, and center because you're frightened like hell. You're frightened because of what to come. And you have nothing to add to this country at all. And you are there as an opposition leader and want to be prime minister again. Total waste of time. Whatever comes to you, you get, and you will take it. Thank you.
So we have about a minute and 14 seconds or so again before we go to the break. I don't want to really take another call and then the caller gets shut off. But let me see. You have under a minute.
Let me see if I can make it fast. Morning to all my gurus, male and female, and financial guru morning. You know what hurt me last night? When I looked at Miss Lakshmi Diyal and heard her contribution, where the president and the Senate had to tell she, well, ma'am, when you're speaking about people that are not inside the here, be very careful. She tried to discredit the Saturday bunch. Is that? You're discrediting Amory Hines, the next lady, Miss. You see that, according to my prime minister, that irking me, you know, Them fellas bringing out my ancestral roots, you know, fellas. Enjoy all your day.
Amen. Take care. So, guys, we go to the break and we'll be right back. Keep it locked.
Christmas 2020, going to be exciting. Although everybody battling COVID-19, every living human being in the name of Jesus deserve to have a good time celebrating Christmas. This year we go party all over the land. Day and night is party. Come and join the party from town to arena. This year we go drinking vodka prima, eating bread and ham. Last year it was super, the barang was sublime. This year will be greater, we go have a good time. The music much sweeter, the momentum is prime. Welcome to the future, we line and online. This year we go party, all over the land. Day and night is party. Come and join the party from town to arena. This year we go jam, drinking vodka prima, eating bread and ham. It's nice, we got to make it nice. Christmas nice, we got to make it nice. Family, we got to make it nice. It's nice, we got to make it nice. This year we go party all over the land. Day and night is party. Come and join the party from town to arena. This year we go jam, drinking vodka prima, eating bread and ham. Christmas 2020.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
After all the talk during the week, don't switch off on the weekend and keep it on the street. It's classic soca and classic kaiso when you're liming with the live wire on Saturdays from 5 to 7 p.m. only on the street 919 FM.
The Huddle Room reopens in partnership with Maracas Bake and Shock on Monday, October 18th. That's right, seaside flavor is in Central. Bake and Shock, aloo pies, kingfish, shrimp, and a daily menu of lunchtime favorites like stew chicken, macaroni pie, curry chicken, pilau, and so much more. Follow The Huddle Room and taste Maracas on social media. Bake and Shock is served from 10 a.m. and lunches from 11 a.m. We'll see you and your taste buds on Monday. The Huddle Room and Maracas Bake and Shock, the best of both worlds.
There's only one way to start your week right, and that's with Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Thursday morning at 9:10 a.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting live it rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the Street 919 FM every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. Tune in on Thursday and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the Street 919 FM this and every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. It's time that you live.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco, Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Business degrees are amongst the most famous or most popular programs at universities worldwide. This is because in every aspect of our organization, company, firm, there is a business approach or methodology in doing stuff. Hi, my name is Jude Bernard. I'm the program manager for the Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration program here at CTS College. The program is geared for working individuals or persons with an advanced diploma or an associate degree or similar in the field of business. Our classes are currently fully online with just 1 day class per week, and guess what? The classes are recorded, so in case you missed the class, you can always look over the session. Our support is excellent. It's phenomenal. You have access to our system 24/7. You have access to all materials, journals, articles that you need. Our lecturers will provide guidance, assistance, reviews for your assignments. So when you submit your work, you know exactly what it is you're doing. Our results are exceptional and can attest for itself. This is because of our great support that we offer. For more information and to get on board, feel free to contact us with the information at the bottom of the screen. See you soon.
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized, with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I can buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowbita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools.
Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Granny,
do you have $488 to lend, man?
Welcome the Christmas holidays this year with quality and attractive furniture from Stylist Furniture Limited. 2 locations, 51 Rushwood Street, San Fernando, and 101 Crackness Village in Princestown. Select from a wide range of contemporary furniture to enhance your homes. Now open on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call today, 652-2542. Season's greetings to all our customers and friends from Stylist Furniture Limited. Stylist Furniture Limited. For the style in you.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Live within your means. This is one that you've likely heard time and time again, and for good reason, because of how important it is and the significance it can have on your retirement plan. If you want to avoid taking on debt, going broke, and pushing back your chances of retiring at a reasonable age, then it is in your best interest to make sure that your overall spending is less than what you are earning to make sure you are not jeopardizing your financial future. It's always easier said than done, but it's also much easier to practice when you stick to your values and don't worry about how others are spending their money. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of October 20th, 2021 stands at new positive cases 218. Total active cases 4,292. Total recovered patients 48,710. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present 54,623. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Hey, E-R-X, Bunga S again. So you feel like a dance, right? Yeah, I'm dancing. All the dancers, watch me. Cause a big panja, with a leap a woman, what they keeping down in the center. When the crowds at the ball, when they hear me name call, you should have see how boom goes play. Enter me walking slow, and me moving slow, doing heel and toe. Girls line up all in a row, some whining fast and slow, some freeze like snow, doing what I don't know. That's how the damn thing goes. Me moving slow, doing heel and toe. Girls line up all in a row, some whining fast and slow, some freeze like snow, doing what I don't know. That's how the damn thing goes. See, so it was a hit, they say I can better hit, so I drop off this next September. From the Chinese parang with them Spanish woman, well you know that I'm a contender. I'm a musician who makes up a song, put it in my musical blender. When this one in the ground, they give me the crown, even young and old them remember. Me walking slow, and me moving slow, doing heel and toe. Girls line up all in a row, some whining fast and slow, some freeze like snow, doing what I don't know. That's how the damn thing goes.
So welcome back on the inside. That one was dedicated to Angie. Angie, good morning. Just a bit of information here for you guys. Welcome the Christmas holidays this year with quality and attractive furniture from Stylus Furniture Limited. Our 2 locations, 51 Rushworth Street, San Fernando, and Cragness Village in Princestown. Select from a wide range of contemporary furniture to enhance your homes. Now open on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call today at 652-2542. Season's greetings to all our customers and friends from Stylus Furniture Limited. Stylus Furniture Limited, for the style in you. There's something for everyone at Lowlands Mall Tobago, where you and your entire family can enjoy a safe and superior shopping experience. All of our favorite stores, service outlets, and of course food court outlets are open and ready for your visit. The food court takeaway is still available, or you can dine in with a valid vaccination card. All COVID-19 protocols continue to be in place for the safety of all visitors to the mall. And remember, no mask, no entry. Visit Tobago's #1 family destination today, Lowlands Mall Tobago, with comfortable air-conditioned shopping and lots of secure parking. Tell your friends and family Lowlands Mall Tobago is open and ready for your visit. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will now be open full-time to provide expert eye care services to you. All of our regular services are now available. For your safety, we continue to practice established health and safety protocols, and we recommend that you make an appointment for all testing services. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours, eye testing availability, and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes. For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand, don't forget PowerMaster, Optima, Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arapita Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago, off Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63 Tools. So guys, welcome back. Dominic?
Yes, Bruce, two things, right? So I'm reading here an article in today's Express entitled War on Democracy. So we had a call on Kamala is now Kamala Warrior Princess. Okay, she's the latest installment. She take over from Xena Warrior Princess. Everything is war and war and war. All right. Okay. So she says here, that's not. Prasad Bisesa took issue with the Speaker's guidelines, which referred to as war on democracy. Right. Let me get it here. Prasad Bisesa stated that Anizette George should not preside or participate in today's proceedings, given her critical involvement and responsibility for drafting the constitutionally offensive 2009 order, right? 2009 order, Bruce. So this order came into effect mere months before the People's Partnership came into office in 2010. And the greatest Attorney General of all times in Trinidad and Tobago, Anand Ramloka, presided over that order 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. In fact, 188 acting appointments was made under that 2009 order. The best AG ever. So why he didn't fix it? It wasn't constitutionally offensive in 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, Kamala. It wasn't constitutionally offensive then. When you all had Stephen Williams acting. The only thing Stephen Williams didn't get is a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for all the acting that he did. That you had James Philbert acting under that too. Kamala, you forget that? The best AG ever. So why he didn't fix it? You see, it was just like the rental of Paris property. All your bump, all your gum, all how? December 2009, that property rent. You all came into office in May 2010. So it was rented from what? December to May. 6 months rent paid. Well, you come in office, why you didn't fix it? You pay rent for 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You pay rent for 5 years, 3 months, and 14 days. Why you didn't fix it? Or you come and give us a whole talk about, if you had break the lease, you would have had to pay a penalty. Well, I'm damn sure the penalty would not be the 43 million that you paid in rent. I am certain the penalty wouldn't have been the 5 million that you spent on security for that building and it never used. I am sure the penalty would not have been the $120 million that you spent to outfit the building and never used it. Almost $200 million spent on that building and you never used it. The penalty wouldn't have been anything close to that. So if you had broken the lease that you had an issue with, right, you would have saved the taxpayers millions of dollars. But now you want to come and talk about Paris is the country landlord and Paris al recusal. I listened to the Prime Minister the other night and he highlighted UNC hypocrisy because Saddam Hussein on one of the Monday night forums the other day read out a list. So he filed a Freedom of Information request to find out how many ministers have recused themselves since September 2015 to now, right? But he didn't know to file a similar Freedom of Information request to find out how many ministers recused themselves between 2010 to 2015. So Faris obliged him, yes, and read out the list for us the other night. Gopi Singh and the whole list. All of them with property matters, Jerry Hadid and this one and that one. So 2010 to 2015, they didn't have no how many of them? How many of them was Al recusals? Hadid recusal. Gopi Singh recusal. Munilal recusal. How many of them? Huh? Well, not to talk about how many people in the PNM. That is why I'll continue to say you all have no moral authority to accuse the PNM of anything. Anything that you all can accuse the PNM of, you have done infinitely worse. You all have served in government for 11 years. And your record will show you've had more ministers, former politicians in the courthouse than any other political party in this country's history because corruption in all your DNA. It's only the treasury you're studying and fooling nobody. Really? But lest it be lost on certain people. With all this rara that's taking place here, that is just a distraction from the fact that there is an election campaign going on in Tobago, people, lest you all forgot. And this issue is not a Trinidad issue. This country is Trinidad and Tobago. And if you all feel that the people in Tobago have an opinion on this matter, an opinion that could influence their vote one way or the other, you would be sadly mistaken. You understand? So, to allow Kamla and them to distract and they feel they're smart, they ain't putting up no candidates directly in Tobago. But all of this foolishness is really campaigning. You'll realize Mr. Duke can really say nothing on this issue, you know. Boy, be quiet. Yeah, he have Kamla and them doing his dirty work for him. Meanwhile, the likes of Bernie Gregg or whatever she name is, always have a commentary to run. Always have something to say about the Prime Minister. Anyway, but people just remember that there's an election taking place in Tobago in December, all right, for the THA. So, Mr. Duke trying to play low-key. He happy now that the focus isn't on him, right? But each day that passes that we focus on this nonsense and this foolishness is one day less that we have to put the spotlight on him and his party, to put the spotlight on him and his wrongdoings, right? To show up the shortcomings of his party. So let us not waste precious time. Today is the 21st of October. Yeah. Yes? Yep. The election is when? December the 6th? So we just have about a month and a half almost to campaign in Tobago and so let us get back to the real issues here now. Not them little potong issue that Kamla want to chase. So let's deal with that, please. Right? So let us get back into line and let me deal with Mr. Duke and the PDP, right? Because that is a threat in Tobago. Okay? So let's after today, let us rest. Now if Kamla and them want to continue with our foolishness, let them go ahead. Forget it. Leave that up to the UNC. Let them chew on that and as the case may be and sip the gazoo when they're ready and whatnot. But we have bigger fish to fry. So they go flying fish, all right? Right.
Oh gosh. Guys, the lines are open. You can call us 342-008-1466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning, Jenny. How are you doing?
Morning, Jenny.
Hi, okay. Morning to all the listeners and callers on 91.9. Mr. Chance, everybody, Mother Tana, Puna, the whole clip on the Golden Girls, everybody. Dominic, all they should know by now that the UNC They don't really care about good governance. That is a historical thing. It's all about getting political power and using that power with the economic power that they say they have to do what they need to do for friends, family, and countrymen who are in line with them and all that. So everything they do has a plan. It may look ad hoc, it may look crazy, it is not. They have a serious plan. It's like an ant when you put some crumbs there and all in a line and follow it, and then it's to carry it back to the hive. It's just simply that. They're not interested in those things at all. And I guess with the AG saying that Mrs. Masadi Sessa should be shaking in her boots with whatever investigations are going on. So as you said, they need distraction. But we will not be distracted. So the THA election, I see that Watson Solomon Drew could have put out a poster with his team, but he has Fali in a big picture to the top, so everybody's eyes will go on Fali and say, yes, it's Fali who leading. And they put a picture of Drew low down in the bottom, make him out looking like a little peep squeak, you know. That is distraction to get us only thinking that Fali is who leading the PDP and Watson Drew is not in the people. Let me tell you something, they must have had a hard time trying to convince Watson Drew that he picture should be big up there and it should be a small one down below. Watson Solomon Drew is the leader of PDP. He's not going to give it over to Fali, and he's going to fight them tooth and nail because they have to do what he says, because it's his party. Is there a constitution of the party? Did we ever see it? Is there any mandate? Is there any motto? Nothing. It's a one-man party that he gets people who think like him to join with him. That is all it is about. So people in Tobago, if all they're listening, Watson Solomon Drew is the leader of the PDP. And any time all they get back any amount of seat inside it, all you go eat with the bread the devil need. And Mr. Chancellor say, vengeance and Moko go beyond all you for making he and putting he in the THA because he has nothing to give. Nothing to give. And no world leader as I leave. No world leader. No in the Caribbean, nowhere will sit down and have any conversation with a PDP-led THA-led PDP in there because he is before the court for rape and sexual assault. And anywhere in the world, those are things that leaders have to resign for, make jail for. Nobody. The Me Too movement, the woman movement, everything will come down like a ton of brick. And any country leader who will sit with Watson Drew and treat it any matter of governance anywhere. So put that on your pipe and understand how it is. You will reach them safely, and thanks so much.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce.
Morning, Zina.
Dominic, Jenny. Morning to all the callers and listeners of this station. Man, what happened? Eric and Map these mornings. You think I ain't listening? Listen, hear what now. Jenny, girl, you're so right. But listen, they can't even decide among themselves and with that party. Who is the real leader? Like they have to ask that man who did ask in Parliament. Who is your leader? Who's your leader? Because 1 minute, as things cool down and what you feel, well, things moving nice, he in front. He's saying this, he's leading, he is the leader. And then when election, you're pushing Fali as the leader and you behind. Who is the leader? They can't fool people, you know. So I don't think they could fool the Begonians. So I don't know. You have a handful of people making him feel in something. So I don't think that they're taking him real seriously. Anyhow, I want to come back to the point with what is to happen today. You realize that games and tricks start to play already with trying to see how they could get the speaker to recuse herself. Dominic and Bruce, you're watching the tricks, and then they come now to talk about some other senator who the president did appoint and who's cousin or sister or whoever. They want her in the opposition to recuse herself too. So it's a numbers game they're playing. They're trying to see if they could whit as many people they could whittle down to see how the votes, you understand, could decrease. But now, they could try, let them try their games today and we will see, we will watch exactly what will happen. The next thing, as I'll say, they will try to head to the place where they want the area that needs to run this country here. Because the next thing I will hear, they're going to court. But I go really watch to see what will take place today, because I always hear and understand the Constitution that the Parliament is the highest court in the land. So I don't know how everything that's turned around and end up in the courthouse. But I waiting today to see. But they're playing numbers games and they think people out here stupid. Listen, we really gone to the dogs, you know. Really gone to the dogs. But they want to get an opportunity to put dirtiness on the handstand. But there's a God and He's watching. Thank you and morning.
Thank you. Guys, call me up. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dominic. Good morning, Bruce. Are you hearing me?
Morning. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say two quick points this morning. One is, I realized that trend in the last election last year, where on the bottom and certain areas, certain ghetto areas, a set of youth started to follow the opposition. And that is just showing that some of these little misguided little youths will do anything. You promise them $200-$300 and they will run in. And the same pattern I saw in Tobago in the last election. But I believe, Bruce and Dominic, that the most sensible young people in Tobago this time will wake up and realize that the PDP is no good. As the former caller said, this is a man who is facing rape allegations in a court. And not hearing woman trial, and not hearing the UNC Women's League Group, and not hearing nothing about that. But had it been Dr. Rowley or the PNN, you'll have a different story. Right? These people, the level of deceitfulness, I just cannot tolerate it in this country. And pertaining to today, Mr. Sadness and Sanam better know what they're doing, because I know Dr. Rowley said he's taking this personally, not getting away with stupidness today, you know. Don't come in Parliament and feel only getting away with any stupidness. And I had, when Dr. Rowley and them nominated Ms. Paula Weeks for president of this country, I was like, oh God, why Dr. Rowley appointing a next woman again to hold this position of president? But I would like to say, Dr. Rowley, that man have vision, that man have class. It's only on the later I realized why that man did that, you know. Because history, Dr. Rowley understand history. And history will show that Kamala Prasad-Bisesta is the first female president of this country, and Ms. Paula Weeks is the first female, Kamala was the first female prime minister. And Ms. Paula Weeks will be without in history as the first female president of African descent. So he know exactly what he was doing. And Canada understand history, all of that too. So that is one of the main reasons also they are trying to bring down this woman. But they could jump high, they could jump low. Great is the PNM and we shall prevail. Dominic Bruce, Ms. Phillips, I love to and listen. Have a good day, my brothers.
Yeah, man, bless. Caller, good morning.
Uncle Brucey.
Morning. Sorry for keeping
How
you so long.
Well, I listen on the radio. I listen on the phone because you had me online and like you kind of slip out from me there.
Yes.
But I ain't nothing. No problem. Okay, Dominic. Morning. Good to hear you, man. Don't worry. Tobago, you know. Tobagoans, they'll wake up and they'll wake up before this election. And Jenny, I quite agree with you. The people are putting... Watson Duke is putting Farley in the front line because he knows what he's charged for and how people look at him. And that is just a big trick. But Tobagonians, plenty of the old ones, they're not very, very smart, you know. And sad to say. Why Miss Burney, as Uncle Dominic says, why she's not going on the live and say that Watson Duke is before the court for rape and 10 charges or how many charges he have for sexual whatever. Why is she not going and say that? And about all the other candidates, who they are and what they are doing. Why she's on Dr. Kijawli? What happened? Like she wanted something from him and she didn't get it. You understand? But Tobago people, I'm warning you all. On the 6th of December, you all do what you all have to do because you all will cry, you know. And I am a pensioner, old man already. I don't make my time that the Lord allots to all men on earth. And I'm going for more. You all be very, very careful for your generations coming. Tobagonians, don't make these people fool you all, and your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren have to suffer because Tobago is going to go down in one depression if you all take God out of your thought, as Mr. Banning says, and play slack with your all vote and put the PDP in power in Tobago. You all go right ahead. I'm waiting and watching at you all. Uncle Dominic and Uncle Bruce, you all have a blessed and wonderful day. Auntie Charlotte, hear you tomorrow, God. Yes.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Jenny.
Morning.
Jenny, you get scared, Jenny. We know that our father is not a political leader. Don't get scared. We know that in Tobago. Can't fool us. Because he that release on the 8th of October, the release of the executive, and what's his name is the political leader, big and bold. And the father name is the deputy political leader. You can't fool us. Big and bold is exiled while everybody gets released. So they know people. But they can't fool us. Time longer than fine. The time come in. Have a blessed morning.
Take care.
Because I was asked to advise that for those who are in support of the president today, the color is purple. So
yes, boy. I feel see me looking for something purple to wear. I have nothing decent, people. Nothing. Hey, I think this is my brother calling here. Caller, good morning. Hello.
Morning,
Merry Christmas, my brother.
Merry Christmas.
Your phone getting some trouble this morning, boy.
You know, so the starters just be at some time.
Yes.
You hear me good now?
I hear you good now.
Nice. Merry Christmas, Mr. Dominic.
And to you, sir.
Yes, my brother, blessings. Merry Christmas, Mr. and Felix. Miss Angie, morning. Dominic and Uncle Bruce. Only remember in 2010, let me say 2015 coming up, they tell all you what kind of people that these people is. Remember, I used to call these people a name, Brother Bruce, and it ain't changed. It ain't changed. These people, it's people. I want to know how we can get as a nation, as people who just in we parliament doing nothing. How can we get rid of these people? We cannot sign a petition or something to get a new opposition in the House of Parliament. Bruce, Uncle Dominic. As a country, because Bruce, if you watch from all the world every day, Bruce, I watching the Ijara news. It's people. You watch the Ijara news with the 96-year-old woman in the court for since World War II, Bruce.
I ain't see that one.
You ain't see that one, Bruce?
No, boy.
96 years of age. There. The woman in front of the court for murder. And she didn't murder nobody, you know. She was just a secretary. You hear? In Germany where the Nazi camps and them were operating. The woman is 96 and she's in front of the court today. So no matter how long you spend, Bruce, you have, when the time comes, you have to face the court. And this is the problem we have in Trinidad and Tobago with the judges we have here, the magistrate we have here, the liars and them we have here. And this is the problem that Trinidad and Tobago have in, Bruce. And this is the problem we have to deal with, Bruce. That any time, no matter how long, once you're alive,
look for your story, bring it in front of the court, and then we will see a different system in Trinidad and Tobago. Otherwise, Bruce, these people take we for stupid people, foolish people. That's how they just call we, you know, Bruce. Bruce, when they're behind the closed doors, it's foolish, stupid people that just call we, you know. And this is where Trinidadians, especially the African man, have to understand with these set of people we have calling themselves, how they just call themselves? As the Prime Minister say, QC and this C and all kind of C. And I set a waste at that. I just call them skunk, you know. You know that skunk? Uncle Bruce? Well, that's where them is. So, Uncle Bruce, Mr. Dominic, only have a blessed, a peaceful morning. Enjoy all your day and have a blessed one, and we go chat soon.
Yeah, man,
bless.
Oh, gosh. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Bruce.
Hey, Kingsley, morning.
Good morning to you. Dominic. And...
Morning.
Yeah, man. And I just asked him this morning that the Commissioner of Police, he has special attention to run the Red House, because there are some people in this country want to upset the place, and I was strongly advised that a small protest might be happening today. That protest didn't advertise on nobody page, but phone call was made. Come out to support my leader. I blank that. I'm not going out there to support no leader. I'm going out there to support the country and the president. I'm not on that. No. So as I said, all go down the day to shout and to disrespect the president outside. I will not accept it, because they was going to drag down that president's name so low that Dr. Rowdy realized, because he said 3 times it happened to him in Parliament, you know. They talk about his mother, his father. That's what he said on the platform, who he raped, who he had raped. He said, I take it personal. And they think I forget. They bring a petition in Parliament, and you have to ask the Speaker for permission to show the petition. And they show a petition of my father's house, and who was raped, and who was this. He said, I take it personal. He said, I want the nasty person, because he know they would have asked if she have a child, if she have a boyfriend, if she married, if she's this, if she's that. They wasn't going and deal with the issues, because up to now, I have asked the question too, what did the president do wrong? Because as a prime minister of a country, he supposed to have all privilege to go and speak to the president, and on national security business, on country business. And if the president and the prime minister ain't feel fit to tell the public, because I know I'm a supporter of Trump, but I know Trump know about that virus over a year ago, before the virus take over the world. And Trump played down. When they were the activists, they said, Trump, you didn't know about this virus about a year ago. So, prime ministers and presidents, there's know about things what we don't know. And if the prime minister went to inform the president about something important, and the opposition leader know that, you can't just come and talk and say what you tell the president, because that is confidential business. If it's fit to tell the public, and they can tell the public, because you just can't come out and say things wild, because the public will panic. That's what Trump did know. He said, boy, I didn't want the public to panic, so I was being very careful coming out to see the world going to have a serious ban.
Kingsley, have a next call. Wrap up, Kingsley.
You have to be cautious how you come to tell the people about security matters and country matters because the people could think. So today, I put my first support. I am declaring it on national radio. I put my first support behind the president and behind this country. I am not supporting this opposition who think that they can go and drag the president's name down to the mud, find out who she mother, who she sister, where she does go, where she does sleep, why she ain't sleeping in the president's house, why she using the private house. I want to thank Dr. Rowdy because 3 times it happened to him. And as he say, he take it personal. And Dominic, it's a question what he asks, and I support him also for asking that question, and I put it on my page. Why after 3 years, why after 6 years, and the UNC opposition leader but come up with that never bring a no confidence motion against the government and the Prime Minister? 6 years. Dr. Rowdy bring about 10 motions against the government and the opposition, the Prime Minister, Kamala, at that time. 6 years gone, 6 years gone. You said this about Rowdy, that about him. The country going good. He's the good Prime Minister. And never, after 6 years, never bring a motion of no confidence against the Prime Minister of this country. So how you saying that the Prime Minister is the worst thing since Sizebed? The government is the worst thing since Sizebed, and you never bring a no confidence motion against the government and the Prime Minister.
Kingsley, wrap up. Have a call on the line. Wrap up.
Yes, man. I'm going back now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Kingsley, 25 minutes to 9. Anyhow, Bruce, not Bruce, no. Dominic, what are the colors you say to wear today?
Purple.
Mauve? Purple. Purple is nearly to mauve. Anyhow, I have on a pants and a jersey to match the day. Also, my smokers jelly have on the table. So we will be going. Okay then. Right.
Yes, we will be mourning the death of the UNC's prospects at ever returning to power in this country. I would have tell you carry a read to the UNC headquarters, but as I said, after 33 years, they're still homeless.
Guys, somebody asked me, Bruce, I ain't getting no parang today.
Bruce, when am I hearing when he said nothing that's smelling so?
You see you and Angie? You and Angie get in trouble now. We might as well play that today, because, hey. So, guys.
As it tuned for today, whatever Kamala serving up, we ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. Right?
Ah, boy. So, guys, you know we have to give a little parang every day. Must get that every day.
Hey! ERX! Bonga S again!
Caller, good morning.
Well, boy, Bruce?
Oui.
Oh, good. I sent this morning, I sent Dominic with the bag. I call in the add something to the bag. Some callers have some discussion, boy. Jesus, Father, Lord. And you're talented by PLM in the morning and in the evening, you're playing UNC, and he pockets in really a send. Don't tell me you don't know them move 3 motion against Mr. Rowley, Dr. Rowley. You come here to talk that he pockets in now. Just a year ago, Dr. Rowley, months ago, Dr. Rowley was the worst Prime Minister. So he going on against, I record you, and you come here with his pockets in the morning time. And Bruce, yes? Don't come and teach you that kind of barrel of garbage, boy. You understand? But Dominic move. What you miss out in the grocery list, Johnny Walker, and Johnny Walker yourself, and if even Saddam writing harmless for her, has killed for her. She's still in trouble. There's a man want the EBC was to put a constituency in up in a bit like a Gutian lap and what are doing. So she's still in trouble. This woman is a mad woman, but trust me. You notice when she speaks on them, she can never complete her sentence. She's fallen 3/4 short. Okay, good.
Yeah, man, take care.
Bruce, the man correct, yes, but really Johnny Walker. But you know, if Forest Park was on that merit list, you know, UNC supporting that full.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Father. Well, yes. So, guys, the daily word for today. Wow. His dream. My best life begins with dreams. I find great power and freedom in my dreams. When my imagination takes flight, I believe everything is possible and I am infinitely capable. My best life begins in the realm of dreams. I boldly imagine that I wish to see manifest in my mind's eye. I see myself fulfilled in work, refreshed in play, and joyous in love. So much more than mere fantasy, my dreams inform my mind of my heart's deepest desires. Thoughts and feelings are made even more powerful when joined with faith in the power of God expressing as my life. As I take action to create the life of my dreams, I also relax and rely on faith to light my path and show me the way. And he said, hear my words. When there are prophets among you, I, the Lord, make myself known to them in visions. I speak to them in dreams. Numbers 12:6.
Smell compelling, and there is no telling.
So, guys, I read that for you so that I could play Dominic's song.
Yeah, eating nothing that's smelling so. Me, I eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. Me, I eating nothing that's smelling so. Me, I eating nothing that's. Hey, Regin, bring a flask. I'm taking off my mask. A straw could pass, so I could sip the flask. You know it will not last, but we'll have a blast. You cannot say this parang never pass. Yeah, we ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. We ain't eating nothing that.
I have a new one for you today from the guy Impulse. Yes, Impulse. Yeah, Impulse song for the season 2021 is thanking COVID. So.
My pocket that be secure. Women was my middle name, and gamble was my game. So as COVID decide to take charge, I know how much grandchildren that I have. You see, was the village ram, was the village ram. I was the village ram. COVID turned me into a lamb. Come again, was the village ram, was the village ram. I was the village ram. COVID turned me into a lamb.
Real thing.
Plenty people have to join with me and I work COVID immediately. The kind of thing COVID put together, they take a miracle from the master. It's nice to see Harry and his big knees making them happy. Harry never have time and money, but always in Villa Capri. You see, was the village ram. Was the village ram. I was the village ram. COVID turned me into a lamb. You see, I was the village ram. Was the village ram. Was the village ram. COVID turned me into a lamb. Music. Hey, hear me now. All my eyes could see is only women. Anyway I go, I had one. I used to care less about my children. Running all about having fun. Don't mind how you slick and clever. I talking to you, my friends. COVID make me remember that the longest rope of an end, you see, was the village ram. Was the village ram. I was the village ram. COVID turned me into a lamb. Get me now. Was the village ram. Was the village ram. I was the village ram. COVID turned me into a lamb. Reading music.
So we take a few more calls before we leave. You can call us up at 342-0081 466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning to Bruce, morning to Dominic.
Morning.
Sean Felix, everyone, you know. Good program. Bruce, you know, one of the things in our country is at one point in time we could have done things and make decisions, Dominic, on your question of principle, having the principle, the protocol and everything in office. So it doesn't matter what race you are. Once you breach that principle, and that's how you set standards, the minute you bring race in the picture, you'll have a problem because you pretend to take sides. Now, and there is this thing about with political analysts and the media tend to make it easy and lump everything together and say them politicians. And I have a problem with that. And it is time people call out the UNC. And I always make that mantra, say that, you know, that mantra statement in the sense that nobody could tell me about people of East Indian descent and of African descent, because I have friends on both sides. But when you're selective, for example, when Mr. Manning had formally triggered the move to remove the Chief Justice, then, who was of East Indian descent, the UNC jumped on the bandwagon. The UNC tried to put an Indian girl, unqualified, to run a security agency. The UNC put an East Indian guy who, though qualified but not experienced, to run the central bank in front of the experts. And anybody could come and tell me different based on the UNC's approach to governance. It's always that degree of Indianness. And that's my problem. Not so much choosing somebody, you know, but supporting nonsense because you're of East Indian descent. And not only that, so you have a Chief Justice now who is African descent, and they're all in their glee to get rid of him. And the minute our country goes that way, and we now out here would have to rationalize who should take the lead to really stand firm, or if somebody is being, you know, whatever in office, to remove that person. So here it is, they want to remove the president. They want to remove the president by all means necessary. And Bruce, this thing full of race.
Yep.
And that's what I keep telling people of African descent. You can join any political party you want, any political party, but let them respect you as to the race you hold. And the African people in the UNC are warning all you. Unless the UNC become a true national party, that party is not good for you all. They don't respect African people. Thank you very much, Bruce and Dominic. That's all I want to say.
Yes.
The UNC under Kamala Prasad don't respect African people. All the best.
So guys, that's all the time that we have for today. We go into the program is coming to an end. We have just about a minute or so. So we thank you for being here with us as we enjoy your company each and every morning. Right here with the Titans of Democracy on the Street 919 FM with Dominic Romain, Sean Felix and myself. So Dominic, as we say,
and to Kamala Prasad Bisesa, rock so with our motion. Okay? Alright.
Ciao.
We eating nothing talent so. Ciao.
Guys, we go. I'll leave you with something new from Blackie.
This is the
Christmas bring joy for you and for me. Christmas going, change all that. We go take a drink, sip and chat, party at will, party until we work so hard. It's time for me to get on back. Spin me wrong in the staff party. Spin me wrong, yeah. Spin me wrong in the Christmas party. Spin me wrong, spin me left and right.
DJ Bruce
spin me wrong all night. Hold me round me waist. Real joy in the place. Spin me wrong in the staff party. Spin me wrong, spin me wrong in the Christmas party. Spin me wrong, spin me wrong. Love me down, love me down, love me down. Spin me wrong, love me down, love me down, love me down, love me down, love me down. Workers is like family. Seeing each other much more frequently. You could never be all alone, spending all the time away from home.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
This is Nigel Coutier.
And this is Brian Manning. Around time.
Call out to your neighbor.
Call out to your friends.
Come, let's spend
Christmas together. Christmas time is here. Can you feel it? It's in the air.
I call to one and all. Start up the music. Let's have a ball. Quattro play the song
while we sing along.
Sorrel in my hand
while we sing paran.
Children laugh and sing
to the joy it brings.
Eats and drinks for so.
You tight here, you know.
To have a Merry Christmas, a Merry Christmas is what we aim for. So call out to your neighbor,
call out to your friends.
Come, let's spend Christmas together. Wake up this morning, you know where we going. Victoria Village, we parangin'.
Auntie in St. Joseph, don't leave home, we coming. With box bass and shack shack,
we parangin'.
In play.